Hey, what's up, Planet Retro? Welcome to my new YouTube channel. So, I want to first start this off kind of where I started and where I got to where I am now, and kind of go over future segments for this channel. I will be the first person to admit my videography skills are right? So, if you're expecting fancy crap, editing, cutscenes, things like that, you probably won't get them, at least for now. If I get a lot of traction down the line, I'll hire somebody to help me out with it. But a little background on me. My name's Dan Shepis, right? You can call me Dan, you can call me Daniel, you can call me Shepis. I don't really give a shit, to be honest. Call me whatever you want, just be respectful about it. A little background about me. I've been collecting games my whole life. I was too poor when I was a kid, so I had to constantly get games and then sell them over and over again. I had some heavies back in the day. I'm going to be honest, couldn't even tell you which ones were super valuable because it was so long ago. Now, fast forward to 2.5 years ago, right? 2.5 years ago, I decided, I was like, I want some supplemental income and I got to figure out a way to do it. My day job paid well, but I wanted a way using kind of something that I love to do and kind of utilizing that to get extra income. So I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I've always loved video games my whole life, right? So I was always, and then I saw people's collections and I always wondered how people got these collections. I was like, you can make a ton of money, but why is it so hard? Like, how are these people rocking these, $500, $1,000 games and then so on and so forth? And then I figured it out. So 2.5 years ago, I decided to start reselling, right? So I would buy a lot of games. I'd sell the mass majority for profit, right? So say I spent $100 on the lot and it was worth, I don't know, $250. So that extra $150 a play, I would sell the stuff off and maybe make, I don't know, an extra $125 on top of my original investment. Then I would keep a thing or two and then I would slowly build my collection. Future segments we'll talk about here shortly, but that's what I did for a long time. For at least a year, that's all I was doing. I didn't collect a thing, okay? And it kind of brought me, after a while, I wanted some substance to add to it. So I started collecting and on top of my reselling. So now instead of just buying games and basically selling most things, there were some things I collected. And I kind of gravitated towards Nintendo NES because that's what I grew up with, right? Contras, the Mega Mans, the Zeldas, the Centipedes, the Pac-Mans, and everything in between. Admittedly, I didn't play that many heavies. So that was kind of a new realm for me. I became obsessed with it. I ended up completing my NES set, minus the NTSC Stadium Events, which I'm sure many of you know is very expensive. If I would have bought it right in the beginning, it would have made sense, but I waited. So I still don't have it. I have the PAL version, but I have every other game. Most of them complete in box. I'm still working on that. Now I also, on top of the Nintendo NES, I collect Pokemon games sealed. I complete in box too, but more so sealed. I also collect Switch, and I have about 300 Switch games, roughly 250-ish are sealed. So that's something I love as well because I truly feel that is going to be the Nintendo NES in 20 years, right? There's already demand for that stuff because it's probably the best handheld system ever created. And the values and the long-term kind of in demand of Switch, I think will retain because of that. Now, what is my goal of this channel? It's to educate you on a lot of things. Right. So some of my example kind of segments they're examples, but they're going to transpire eventually. So kind of where you would get accurate game pricing, right? Because I get it all the time. I get messages every day, and I'm not sure if you understand the magnitude of messages I get every day, but through Planet Retro alone, which if you don't know, and you're just tuning in here for the first time, is my Facebook group. And I believe if you click the banner on the bottom right, you can actually click and it'll take you right to it. Now, my goal here is I get so many messages on just different topics. And what I want to do is kind of consolidate that, right? So not only am I trying to create a community of like-minded gamers, positive environment, not keeping the assholes out, but my goal is to also educate you. And I will educate you based on the people that educated me, because that's what we do as humans, right? We get ideas, factual ones, right? Not the fake stuff. We get the factual stuff, and then we pass it to each other. Makes us smarter. It makes us grow. It makes us do big things. There's many people, which I'll highlight in the next couple of videos, that have helped me along the way. And you know who you are, and I thank you for that. It's been a educational experience. So anyway, so some future segments, where to get accurate game pricing. Like there's game pricing apps, there's certain websites. Where do you get it? Also, I want to go over, and I made a topic about this in Planet Retro, but I want to go more in depth of why things like price charting and other game pricing apps such as GameEye, shout out to Harrison, who is the developer of GameEye, why they're programmatically correct, but they're not great to really reference most things. And I want to make that absolutely clear. I want to also go over hidden treasures. So games that you may not have heard of that are actually excellent, right? It's one of those things that, especially in my kind of grown up life, I found a lot of games that are just fantastic, even to today's standards, that you can still play and put a lot of time into. Okay. So I want to also go over, in another segment, the reason why I'm very specific with how you pay for a transaction. And you may or may not know this about me. I have never been actually scammed since I was 13 years old. Actually, I got scammed out of a Super Game Boy when I was 12 years old. A website called Game TZ, which, if you don't know what that is, it's Game Trading Zone. And it was just trades. And it was a cool concept, but it was so easily, you could easily get ripped off. But ever since then, I've safeguarded myself using various kind of techniques, right? Kind of reading the other person, kind of seeing how desperate they are for the transaction, how they try to convince me one way or the other to pay, how laid back versus not laid back. There's a lot of different variables to it. And, but I'll go over that as well in a future segment. Now, also, I know a lot of people are very interested about sticker removal. Okay. Sticker removal on boxes, whether they're cardboard or they're standard kind of cases, like on a PS4 game or something like that. Also, sticker removal on discs and cartridges. I can show you that as well. Grading. Grading's a big topic, a very hot topic right now. So I want to give you the difference between WADA, which is probably one of the biggest contenders in the game right now, versus VGA, which is also the probably top two. And I want to give you the advantages and disadvantages of each, and also show you kind of samples of what they look like between each, and you can judge for yourself, right? I want to also, because I get this question all the time, people often ask me, how do you submit items for grading? So I want to go over that process, and I'll kind of give you a tutorial to do that. Once again, please don't expect anything fancy, but I will, show you in front of a computer, go through the process, and ultimately, what to expect and if there are going to be any potential delays and things like that. Also, game investing, if you're interested. And I know that's not for everybody, right? Because keep in mind, I'm a collector at heart. But I'm still an investor second. So it is some income for me, a significant amount, if I'm honest. But I still love collecting. I still love looking at the stuff every day. I still love playing it. So I want to make that clear, and I want to kind of give you potential advice to get you started on your investing way from today to 20, 30 years from now. Also, if you want to start reselling, I know there's a lot of rookies in the game, right? You guys are, ready, and you think you know everything. Well, answer is you don't. There's a lot to learn. A lot of trial and error, a lot of things you should buy versus not buy, know when to walk away. We're gonna talk all about that. I also want to go over some rare and grail games, right? Games that you might not necessarily know, but you want to keep an eye out for. Because if you see them, especially at a good price, you want to pick them up while you can. Because there's been times, countless times, I've been to a game store, I've been to a yard sale, I've picked up a lot on eBay or Marketplace or somewhere else that has, maybe not a grail game, but a rare one. So you got to remember, not everybody knows what everything's worth. Not in a negative, malicious way, but, you get lucky sometimes. Also, game room tours. I want to go through, a lot of you have seen, if you've been following me for a long time, I have a game room, and, I'll do another future tour of that. But I want to go to different gamers in the community that I've met over the last couple years and see their game rooms as well. I have members of my group that have their collections supersede mine times 10. So I really, I would like the opportunity to check theirs out and show you theirs as well if they're willing to show. If not, we'll figure something else out. But I also want to have interviews with gamers as well, right? I want to be able to, kind of go over collections and, like just ask them certain things, pick their brain, get education from them, and then educate you guys as well. And I'm gonna end this, because that's kind of the end I had today, with here's kind of I don't know how well this is gonna show on camera, but you can kind of, well, it's backwards, but just kind of a high level of everything. But if you listen to me, I really appreciate it. I would additionally appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to have a lot of good content. Like I said, it's not necessarily going to be fancy video-wise, but it's going to be great content, and I promise you, it's going to educate you in some way, shape, or form and allow you to get better. So, thank you guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a fantastic night.